Episode 150 something of the Shower Party Podcast. I'm Liam Salvage, joined by Michael Dickens. Damn, you got a tread mark in your inner thigh. Is that you? What is that from?
From running.
You getting tire marks in your inner thigh?
Yep.
It looks like you're shooting up in your inner thigh.
Yeah, it's a lot of track marks right there.
Do you think it's from your short shorts? It's making a mark where your penis should be with your short shorts on. And then
where it should be? What are you talking about?
Shouldn't your? I think an average male, not ours obviously, but an average male's penis head should
go
end right
halfway
there.
down my leg.
Yeah.
I have long femurs, Liam.
If you're a real man, it'll go down there.
Yeah, no, that was from running, and my tip was just scraping the edge.
I got you. So you are a real man.
Yes,
your tip was just absolutely.
That's why the right side is more worn away. I lean right, but then I had to tuck it to the left at the end because it was hurting so bad.
Do you tuck your penis while you're running?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
usually tuck it behind me.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a second. I'm tucked on Band-Aid brand because Band-Aid tucks my dick.
Yeah?
That's for all of our trans viewers out there. Band-Aid.
I use the smallest Band-Aid.
I use the one for black people.
Yes.
I cover my penis in black skin from Band-Aid. Band-Aid brand, if you want a black penis.
Yeah, dude, they need to make some, darker Band-Aid colors.
They do. They do that now. Band-Aid does. They started because even Band-Aid, I'm too pale for Band-Aid brand because it was a pretty good beige. It was like khaki.
Yeah, it's
colored.
my color.
Yeah. And it was always too pale for me. I think they made paler ones, and then they were like, "Oh, if we're gonna make paler ones, we gotta make the other side." I think they only made one black one, so you have to be one shade of chocolate.
That's it.
It's not even like dark skin. It's like fairly mid black skin. You know, like not light skin, not
kinda.
Yeah. Not fully light skin, not fully dark skin. It's right in the middle. Okay. So if you are like a Ebenezer Scrooge, that's what Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, I see.
If you're an Ebenezer Scrooge, it's not really for you.
Okay, that's fair. Then they picked a good middle. Yeah, a good mix. That's good.
I like the idea that Band-Aid only hires one black person, and then they're like, "Well, what color's he?" He must be a good representation. I mean, we hired him, right? We said, "Hey, we need to hire a black guy. He'll do. Let's skin match him.
He'll be fine.
Bring him into Color Picker on Photoshop, and we're going to see what he is."
Yeah, dude. I never thought about that.
Where's the eyedropper on Photoshop? Oop, too dark. We got to lighten this up a little bit. Add some white.
Too much melanin.
We've had 70 years of being the white Band-Aid.
Yeah, so they got pink ones? No, for you?
I feel like they need to have pink ones.
Some like sunburn?
All white people can... Man, there's white people and there's someone needs to do a white version of that joke.
I think that's you. I think you're the white Chris Rock.
There's white people and there's crackers.
Chris Rock, Liam Salvage, they both have kind of the same ring to it. We got Chris though.
Chris Angel.
Our Chris. This is
our Chris.
This is our Chris Rock right here.
The best white Chris available.
Yeah. Chris Angel, and he spells it CRISS. The cool way.
Move aside, Chris Tucker.
Uh-huh.
No, it's Chris Tucker. Tucker Carlson is what I'm thinking of.
Tucker, yeah.
Move aside, Tucker Carlson, our previous white sex symbol. We have Chris Angel here.
Chris,
actually,
I love his logo on the on his pants there. What is that? Just
his handcuffs?
No,
or his
the A.
It's A for Angel. You know he's actually Italian.
Yeah,
that's rough.
Angelino is his full last name.
He was at Sunday dinner with his grandma, being like, "Now I'll make this ziti disappear."
He just ate it all. He used to be fat.
Was he?
Yeah,
that's even just so much better. A fat magician being like, "Grandma, I'm gonna make this ziti disappear."
then he got really ripped and he couldn't do that anymore, so he had to learn magic.
Now he just makes women's
virginity disappear.
He had a woman on. I mean, when I went to Vegas and I saw the Chris Angel show. He had 2 brand new assistants. Immediately sexual with them.
Of course.
They don't do any. They're not really magician's assistants. They're just up there kind of dancing.
Uh-huh.
And then they get up in his face and like almost make out with him. But then he's like, "No, I got a wife. I can't do this. We have to do this in private."
Well, he's just such a sex symbol, such an icon. Look at his zipper. Even it doesn't even have a flap. It just opens right up to the world.
Now for this next trip, I'll make my penis saw in half.
I'll saw this girl in half with my cack.
The sad part about seeing a 59-year-old magician is that he was on maybe a box that was 3 feet tall, and then he had an assistant come out and put a cushion down, and then he jumped off the box onto the cushion, then they threw the cushion away. I mean, his knees can't.
Yeah.
For a man that can levitate, he really cares about his knees.
It's true. He could just float down up there.
If you have the power of levitation, you shouldn't be worried about foam in your knees.
That's true.
Your meniscus will never be torn if you have the power of levitation.
He needs to start doing more like Penn and Teller style. Like not being such a bad boy. He needs to be like you start putting on a suit and doing some more, like, make some jokes. Maybe have a quiet, hot assistant who doesn't say a word, but she does some cool magic too.
He did. I think he has changed from when you enjoyed him the most during his Mind Freak television show days.
Yeah.
Because he did take 15 minutes out of his show to talk about kids with cancer. He made a coin. He did the coin felt trick with the 4 coins, making them appear and disappear and everything. And then he was like, "That's not the only thing disappearing. We want to make sure kids with cancer."
Cancer is gonna disappear for 10 minutes in this room.
And if I know one thing about God, he was like, "I give everything to God. Magic is real because of God." Now give all of your, after you bought these $100 tickets, give the rest of your money to kids with cancer.
He's running a mega church now.
59-year-old magician is hard. When you got the cool young Asians doing magic in Vegas now, it's hard to be Chris
Shin
Angel.
Lim.
Yeah. You got a cool name that none of us whites can pronounce. We're always like, what, Shen Yun? What, that guy? What is it?
Ankle Lamb? What?
Jackie Chan with a deck of cards. I don't know what his name is. Let's go see that Jackie Chan character.
He's cool, though. Shin Lim, man. I used to be obsessed with magic, and you know this.
And also karate. So he was the perfect combination.
He was, man. So I watched him, and I was a little disappointed because he only did magic. But I saw him on Penn and Teller's Fool Us. I used to watch that show.
Chris Angel or the Asian guy?
Asian guy. Shin Lim. He fooled him. I don't think Chris Angel ever went on that show. That's when I started losing some respect. I was like, Chris Angel should be on here.
I mean, when I was in the crowd, Chris Angel, it was very easy to tell people what he did because he does a trick where a lady's in a chair and then he disappears behind the lady, and then I saw him run. He had a black cloak over him so that he'd disappear in the night. But I see him come out of the emergency exit. I'm like, oh my God, there he is.
You should have been the guy who just yelled out everything.
Yeah, I did. I mean, for the people around me, they were like,
done it stood up. You're tall. He's right there. He's running. He's wearing a cloak.
I mean, literally, he looked like a Dementor coming out of the emergency exit. It was wild that we could all see him except for the people that paid $500 to be front row.
Where were you seated?
We were in so there's 2 decks. There's the bottom row and then the slightly upper row. It only holds about 500 people. So we were middle of the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, stadium magic that's got to be tough.
It was more like comedy club magic.
Okay, comedy club.
It was the size
Club
of a
magic.
good comedy club.
Yeah, theater was what I meant to
Smaller than Hilarities in Cleveland.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I would
small.
say. I mean, it didn't have a mezzanine. It only had the 2 rows.
Okay.
It was just movie theater type seating. It was the size of a normal movie theater.
You just rented out an IMAX.
Pretty much.
Well,
yeah.
It's sad to see Chris go downhill, but I had those playing cards. I did
those
buy
ones?
Yeah, I bought those.
Yeah. You could have owned those pants too for the low price of $80. It was $79.99. Yeah, if you go outside, no one bought merch. We walked out, and no one was buying his Magic Kid or pants or shirts. Yeah, it's rough life being Chris Angel. Then me and my girlfriend continued to mind freak all over Vegas.
Yeah.
There's a picture of me on the strip on one of the. They have if you walk in Vegas, there's a people bridges. So you go up and then walk over. Yep. So there's a picture of me mind freaking.
You were doing that?
Yeah. Just I would touch her, just tap her on the shoulder and be like, mind freak.
You stand on that ledge, be like, look, I'm levitating.
I'm inside of her and I say, I made half my butt penis disappear. Mind freak. I'm soft right now because of my intense magic abilities. No, I didn't come in 2 seconds. It's because my magic. This cum is...
My mojo has disappeared.
The thing is, you have him on the Vegas Strip, and then there's also David Copperfield that like makes 30 audience members disappear.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, Chris should have gone to Epstein Island. just like Copperfield.
Yeah.
You know he was on the island, right?
Copperfield was?
Yeah.
No.
He's on the list.
He was.
Imagine the easy audience that was. Oh, I found a quarter.
Yeah.
All those kids to do magic too.
Oh my God, he was he was just rolling in it.
It was going back to his early days of doing birthday parties. You know?
Yeah.
It was like, all these kids here, I got to perform.
That's probably where he practiced. You know, that's probably where he warmed up.
That's where he learned to make 30 people disappear.
Yeah.
Is Epstein Island. Oh, I see. We use the elevator to the basement. That's how we make all these people disappear out of the audience.
Oh, I saw David Copperfield live.
I know your mom told me.
Yeah,
your mom was explaining to us how you were a little bit of a cunt.
I was,
because you were always like, we didn't get good seats.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
Your mom got you tickets to David Copperfield, and she was like, the whole week, Michael was like, I guarantee we're up bad seats.
Yeah, dude.
And she would be like, no, Michael, we're like right up front. And you're like, there's no way.
I didn't believe her. No, that's which kind of explains myself a lot. Yeah, I never trusted them. Whenever anything good, like any promise, I never got my hopes up, and that still happens to me. If I'm going golfing, I'm like, they're gonna cancel my tee time. They're gonna. You always
that's gonna happen to me.
Err on the side of.
Did you at least do like a thing like, I know you can't afford the good tickets, it's okay?
No.
Or were you straight up like, you guys fucked me on this one?
I was just preparing myself mentally for if we had bad seats.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be disappointed. So I was like,
how old were you?
Under 10.
Under 10?
Sure,
That's so funny to be like a kid that's playing with his deck of cards with his parents being like, yep, I know you guys got me terrible seats to David Copperfield, my hero.
I was bummed, bro. Yeah. I know you guys got us bad seats.
How was the show? Do you remember it?
I just remember this one part where he had like this weird contraption where people sat on that it was just a bunch of chairs. It was like 2 rows of chairs, and it was in like a metal cage, kind of. Not a cage, but there was like metal framing around it.
Quite literally caging the kids.
He was. Yeah. Yeah, like, wonder where you got this contraption from, David. And then he made them all like disappear and then reappear at the back of the venue.
Damn.
Like people, they were just like in the audience, 12 people there. And they're like, hey.
That's pretty cool. That he could convince all 20 of those people to run through the emergency exits.
It happened like that, though. It was instantaneous.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't see any of it because of our shit seats.
Mom, we should have been in the back because that's where they appeared.
Yeah, exactly. We have front row seats. I'm geeked the entire time until that happens.
I actually want to be 10 rows back because I want to see what's happening.
All the action's right there. Up in the mezzanine. What are you doing?
Did you get to meet him afterward or anything?
No.
Because that would have been so much fun. You complain all week and you're like, probably not even get good seats. And then you meet him and you're like, on the way home, you're crying because you're apologizing to your mom. I'm so sorry. I didn't believe in you.
I was a little shit. It was less about, trying to make them feel bad and more just prepping myself for worst case scenario. Yeah.
You had to be, you as a 10-year-old playing with magic cards, watching basically a pickup artist mind freak. They had to be like, we have to do something. And then they're like, let's show him David Copperfield. He's like a household name. And then you're like, it's probably not very good seats.
Not good seats. He probably sucks too. I didn't really even know about David Copperfield until my parents bought the tickets, I think. And they're like, my mom was like, he made the Statue of Liberty disappear. And I was like, what? No. I was like, he better do something fucking cool. We also we went and saw The Illusionists.
How good are the seats?
Those are not that good.
Every time you use these up now, we'd be like, yeah, but how good were the seats?
Yeah, they're not that good. I'm always like mild. I'm always disappointed with seats at like concerts. Yeah. Except for one concert I've been to.
What concert?
It was Brook in the Bluff. It doesn't matter.
The thing with concerts, if you're going to like I guess not like older people concerts, but usually you can get pit for general admission pricing, and you can just pick where you stay.
Yeah, so that was the one that I We went to, and we were like right up front.
Always pick the pit. Usually it's around the same price if it's like a smaller band. Bigger bands are a little harder to get the pit, but
bigger bands. So yeah, the rest I've just been like, I hate these seats, man.
Yeah. The trick with me is I only listen to music that the lead singers are eventually going to rape and get or accused of some allegation. So that way they never get too popular. So I get the front row seats every time.
That's good. That's smart. I'm going to have to start doing that.
Just so happens all of my favorite bands eventually get hit with allegations.
My favorite bands get too big and I can't afford their tickets.
Yeah, we have a different system here. Mine this band because the lead singer raped someone. So, but I love his tortured mentality.
Of course. That's where the art comes from. Mine just like lose their appeal.
Yeah. I do feel like we're going to get... I've had a lot of sexual things happen on this podcast recently. A lot of people hitting me up being like, hey, show your feet. We can put you into a playlist.
Really?
A lot of guys. Yeah, a lot of things like that. And I feel like this is going to be a pretty tough angle to not get put on one of those playlists. That is true. Mind freak in the back. My penis right here.
Your
short
underwear's
shorts.
Peeking out.
I mean, we're both showing leg. We're going to get on one of those playlists, and it's going to be just a bunch of dudes whacking off to us.
Yeah, dude.
I'll tell you, if this episode hits above 200 views, it's going to be because people are whacking off to us.
Gotta get famous somehow.
I guess so.
That's how it is nowadays. Everyone's just so packed full of cum.
Can you actually just talk to the camera and encourage them to come real quick?
I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't even do that to my girlfriend. I can't.
It's men doing this, so it's a lot easier for you. You just have to slap them on the ass, tell them it's a good game.
Let me just imagine it's me.
Imagine you're a little league coach telling you.
Let me imagine.
Out there, we're something. It's just the Mighty Ducks.
I've never seen Mighty Ducks, but I can do Any Given Sunday.
All right, do that one, but make it about cum.
4 inches. Turn it. That's all. It's a game of inches. This isn't a game of yards. Yeah.
4 inches is all we need.
Dude, I used to watch that before watching Mind Freak. I'd throw on the Any Given Sunday. I'd probably watch that speech.
Any Given Cum Day. Keep going.
Any Given Cum Day.
Before you finish your story, please give Any Given Cum Day. Do the rest of the speech.
I can't. I don't know it. I don't remember it. Let's pull it up.
Any Given Cum Day.
No, you can look that up.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 inches till the biggest cum of our professional lives. All comes down today. Now either we come as a team, or we're gonna come inch by inch,
play by play,
till we're finished.
We're in hell right now, gentlemen.
We're an ass right now.
We're gonna be an ass. Believe me, and we can stay here in the ass. Get the shit kicked out of us.
Get the shit on our dick.
Get the shit fucked out of us. Or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of that asshole 1 inch at a time. I can't do it for you.
I can't come in yet. I'm too old.
Look around. I see these young...
ready to come on. These young faces ready to come on.
I made every wrong choice as a middle-aged man can make.
I had sex with a 14-year-old kid. He didn't tell me his age. It wasn't my fault.
This coaching gig, it's part of my court mandated. It's court mandated.
I have to be with you so I can be healed.
Dude, we can make that into a porno. I mean, like, that was just improv. We can fucking... if we get a full day to sit down and take a crack out of that speech.
Me and you in the locker room. We go to 24-hour fitness. We're just in the locker room writing this out. Hey, what do you fellas think about this as the Asian man's drying off?
Everybody sit down. Gather around.
Pacino is pretty easy one to do.
He just has a gruffle voice. Yeah. But, I mean, he does have like a...
Hey, you want a Dunkachino?
Dunkachino. I love Al Pacino, man.
Hey, give me a little cinnamon on my Dunkin' Donut.
Yeah, he's good. I love him in Heat. There's another one.
I love him in Glengarry Glen Ross. He's not a big part in Glengarry Glen Ross. He just kind of shows up at the end and is like, hey, what are you cocksuckers up to? I made so many fucking sales. But he is good in it.
I'll have to watch anything with Al Pacino. I'm going to go through his discography.
Filmography? If you want an early night for your girlfriend, you want to make her... it's really a roofie for girlfriends. Just make them watch Glengarry Glen Ross. 10 minutes in, they're going to be like, can we fucking change this? And you have to be like, no. The best part's about to come up.
Just sit through where...
They fall asleep.
Yeah. Sick. That's what
Hey, always be see coming. Always be coming. Hey, comes for closes.
You're not ready yet. You're not ready to come. Oh man.
What are you, a bunch of that can't come?
Bro, no, I used to sit there at my dad's computer and watch that speech on YouTube.
The
Glengarry
Glenn Ross?
No, any
oh,
given
that
Sunday.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any given Sunday speech and just hype myself up.
It'd be so much.
Then I watch Mind Freak and be like, let's do this fucking thing.
If you were watching Glenn Ross speech on your dad's computer and they're like, all right, let's go fucking sell this Mally's chocolate. $1 a pop. Let's go door to door. I need to fundraise for my high school.
Let's go. Yeah, man. Used to sell those oranges for band.
The best. We had to do that too. Why were we selling oranges?
Fruit. I don't know.
I don't get it.
Floridian fruit.
Why were we Mexican kids in a Home Depot parking lot?
I don't know.
We were just like,
We were.
oranges?
We didn't even get to cut them up and eat them. Look how good these oranges
Would
are.
you like some oranges?
Sir? I say no. And then I walk out with a box of oranges from the store.
Me too. Did the same thing.
Yeah.
It is very funny on Glenn Ross. Alec Baldwin's speech isn't in the play. It's a movie based on a play. It's
Really?
not in the play. So some guy was just coked out being like, let's call these guys and tell them they can't drink coffee.
That's funny to me, That was a play?
Yeah, it's originally a play. It's still on Broadway. I think Bill Burr's doing his rendition in it. Like, he's in it, and then Bob Odenkirk and Kieran Culkin is in it right
It's
now.
a comedy?
Kind of, not really.
Dramedy?
Yeah, it's more drama than it is
Just like
comedy.
over the top.
The movie's not very comedic unless you, like, I laugh at it because it's funny to laugh at fucking Shelley calling his wife and lying to her. But, yeah.
You're just pulling out, like, deep pools here that...
Yeah, you have to watch
Shelley,
the movie.
yeah.
I'm going to give you a list. You need to watch Glenn Ross. I need you to watch Rain Man. And
Okay.
I need you to watch Forrest Gump at least 3 times because those are like the 3 things that I pull from.
Yeah, dude, there does need to be homework before coming on this show.
Anyone
For
that
sure.
I invite, like a big comedian, like I say, hey, Louis C.K., would you be on my First off, you have to watch these movies.
He's definitely seen them, though.
That is
He
true.
knows. Yeah. That's...
Once you get big enough, they've all seen the cool movies.
We've been watching Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
That's a fun one.
That is a...
Never seen that one.
It's good.
We keep on. We're two paths diverging. We're gonna make this poetic. 2 paths diverging. You're watching things like Scrubs. I'm watching things like Glenn Ross for the 3rd time.
And they'll eventually meet somewhere in a T-Mobile commercial.
And then we have a roundabout of all the Adam Sandler movies that I've been rewatching on repeat.
Well, Adam Sandler has a sci-fi movie out. Have you seen it?
Spaceman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
I watched it the day it
with
came
the
out.
giant tarantula?
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie.
Okay.
I cried. I don't
Adam
know.
Sandler has a way to
I don't know what it is about me.
make you cry.
I cry. All of his dramatic roles, I've cried every single one. Punch Drunk Love, fucking Funny People,
51st Dates.
51st Rates, Rain on Me,
Rain?
Benchwarmers. He just produced that one, but still.
Yeah, Benchwarmers, the drama one. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, though, it's good. Tina Fey wrote it. She was kidnapped and put into a bunker, and she was down there with 3 other women for 15 years.
What the fuck is
Because
this?
he's this reverend, cult leader, I guess, but he only had like 4 followers, and he was like, said that the end of the world was coming, so he put him in a bunker and had him down there for 15 years, and he married Kimmy, and John Hamm plays the reverend, and he's actually very good. He's good in comedy roles.
Yeah.
It has like kind of the same vibe as
The house in Cleveland where those 3 girls were in the basement.
exactly.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
And then the girl is now on Channel 5 News talking about missing people.
Yes, exactly.
This is very niche. Oh fuck, what's that guy's name?
Ariel Castro.
Ariel Castro.
Yep. No,
The funny version of Ariel Castro.
Ariel Castro, he sucked, but John Hamm, he's cool.
Killed himself very quickly.
He did?
Yeah, in prison.
Oh.
Killed himself like almost instantly. He was like, "Oh, I'm in holding. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it now."
Wait, this sucks. This is what I was doing to them?
Whoa, handcuffs? These guys are hurt. They had to endure this for 15 years.
Oh my god. Yeah. So
Hey, if cops, I at least gave them a whole basement. You're giving me a 6x5 cell?
where's my water heater?
Yeah.
At least it was warm down there by that thing. So it has like the same kind of energy as what's that fucking one camp show?
Camp Rock.
No. That we watched.
Oh,
and you were watching it with John Hamm's also in it. Wet Hot American Summer.
There we go. I ate 6 bratwursts today for dinner, so I'm very. I feel like
you got the meat sweats.
My cholesterol is gonna be high tonight.
Well, I mean, I feel you. We ran a half marathon, and after that,
You have the dick print to show it.
I do. And I got beat by my girlfriend. So right after, I was like, I regret doing this. This was the dumbest decision I've ever made.
Why do we even train for a marathon? It's
yeah.
so gay to train for a
It's
marathon.
like, I'm never running again, actually.
It's actually like a woman's job to run.
Yeah, no, this was just training for you in case someone starts chasing you.
I was just being the scary man behind you the whole time.
Right. Walking.
I'm gonna
most
get
of it. So, I've been eating like shit. We got a dozen donuts. I don't think I've had a vegetable, and we got Panda Express right after.
I think you're supposed to eat the donuts before you run a marathon.
We had candy while running,
Yeah.
so that was nice.
I've been
Sour
wa-
Patch Kids while running.
That's pretty good. That's why I run marathons, is so that I can just eat.
Me too. So, then we got a Costco pizza tonight. We have some more donuts.
When you run a full marathon, they say that everyone drinks a beer afterward.
Yeah?
I don't know why. That's what they do.
I've heard chocolate milk.
Really, everybody I've seen on TikTok where they show their fucked up feet, they're like, beer time. Yeah.
Apparently that's not good for like alcohol. Alcohol is terrible for recovery. Yeah, it's whatever. I mean, you ran a full marathon. I think you know better than me. Not you. You know.
Yeah, I do know pretty much everything there is to know about running.
No, I regret it. You know how people say like,
You're supposed to slam on your heels.
shit. That's why I feel. That's why I ran so slow.
Fucking slow. You're supposed to slam your heels in the ground so you can get traction.
Oh, damn! I wish I'd known that before. Maybe I'll run one this weekend.
Yeah,
Well, so you know how people they say like once they take up running, they're like, oh, it sucks in the beginning, but once you get used to it, like you start loving it. You get addicted to it. It's so it's awesome. You get that runner's high. I've never hated it more.
Yeah, I do a bike every once a month. I go on the stationary bike. I'm like, I'm good.
Also, like I wanted to get my cardio up. I've had some heart scares.
I'll just deadlift a bunch.
There
It's
you go.
fine.
Yeah. There's other ways to get your heart rate up. So I'm just I'm happy I did it. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
We got massages the day after.
That's a rough day to get massages.
It was
When everything's tender.
Yeah, but my lady
Especially your penis.
sucked.
Oh, really?
My lady, she didn't say a word.
What was her name?
I don't even know. She didn't tell me her name. Could have been a guy. And she just she basically just rubbed lotion in me the entire time.
Huh.
And my back.
You think she was trying to
and
hint
my legs?
Hint you or something?
No, and then she started like doing this but really fast, and she started ripping out my hair.
Yeah, she was trying to make you come. She was trying to say, hey, this is what I can do to your penis.
She was giving me an Indian rug burn. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
And then she was doing my scalp a bit, and she started doing the same thing, super high friction.
She was definitely hitting on you, dude.
That was not hitting. She was ripping out my hair.
Yeah.
It felt like she hated me. I was like, ah. And then afterwards, she's like, do you feel relaxed?
I was at the gym the other day. I don't know. I forget what I was doing, but I was at the squat racks, and this dude who was obviously on steroids started talking to his buddy, and they were like, so what gear are you on right now? And he's like, nah, I'm taking a break. I'm on my off cycle. And then they started talking more about the drugs he does in the gym, and he just casually said, yeah, usually I take if I'm going for a big pump, I take about 50 milligrams of Cialis. So I get a good pump in the gym.
Just in his penis?
Yeah.
Well, it's a vasodilator, so.
Yeah, but still, you're really telling me I'm on so many steroids that it's doing me so sexually promiscuous that I'm going to fuck boys in these saunas. That's exactly what he's doing. I forget what it's like. Winstrol, I think, is what makes you sexually aggressive and deviant. Straight guys, it would make them gay. Gay guys, it would make them straight, kind of thing.
Just fuck anything. That just pansexual.
Yeah, they get into weird shit like shitting on people when pissing, and like it makes you very sexually aggressive and deviant. Wow. I think it's Winstrol, but
yeah,
that'd be a fun one to get on.
Winstrol,
yeah,
just to try it out. I think now I kind of want to go on like pop a Blue Chew before going in the gym and
I'll
just flaunt around.
Me and you, we do a big like whole body pump. Like what they do before bodybuilding shows where you just get like fully juiced. Me and you go in there, take a couple Blue Chew, do that, butt fuck in the saunas.
Just walk. That might be what some of these... Actually, no. None of them are hanging... Like, none of them have big wieners in there.
No.
So that's what these old men need to start doing, though.
Taking a little Cialis, butt fucking in the saunas.
Yeah.
Getting on Winstrol.
That way they can, flaunt it.
I'm going to slowly but surely make our one location of 24-hour fitness just a butt fuck central.
Dude, the sauna just smells so bad.
24 hours of butt fucking is what it's going to be called locally.
Oh, you're going to 24 butt fuck?
Just guys in the showers, guys in the saunas, guys even in the fucking steam room. We got to get that. It's going to smell like so much cum in there.
Oh, man.
The steam room with cum in it?
Have you been in the steam room there?
No.
Me neither.
I don't want all the cum on me.
No, man.
I'm tucked on Band-Aid brand because
I've been reading Game of Thrones. Started reading that.
Nice.
Yep. So that's what I've been doing. And
I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons. I've been reading some source material to get good at Dungeons and Dragons.
Right before Game of Thrones, I read Ready Player One.
I've been getting into my nerds. My nerd era.
I did my athlete, my runner. Now
it's time for me to settle down and play some video games. Mm-hmm. I'm going to play some Halo Reach and then play with my buddies, Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe we'll get into Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering?
This is all stuff that I did in high school and college. I have my Magic the Gathering deck of cards in my toolbox.
Just in case, right?
Yeah, just in case I need to play some Commander with somebody. I have not to brag, but I have a white deck. It is health.
Of course it's a white deck.
It is a health. Anytime my Commander is out, if I attack, I get the health of whatever damage I do.
You get,
Yeah, not to brag, but I did have one game of Commander where I did have like 300 health.
300. Wow.
Yeah, not to brag. I crashed my car and like I totaled it because I turned made a left into traffic. It was my Jeep, but the console hit my kidney and I was pissing blood. And I was like, "Hey, Mom and Dad, can I borrow your van so I can go play Magic the Gathering with my friends?" So I was pissing blood playing Commander.
Oh my
Magic
God.
the Gathering.
Were you doing it at the table? Just like peeing in a bottle, putting it on the table? That's
bottle.
Not pink lemonade.
It was a game of Dungeons and Dragons where I did convince my good buddy to drink my piss.
What?
Yeah, Brandon drank my piss. I have a video of it. I think I've shown you.
That's so foul. I've never drank pee.
Try it. The fun thing to do is when you're in the shower and you go,
yeah,
it's like a water fountain.
That's true. I've done it to like see how high it'll go.
You piss on the top of your head. See if you could do that.
No, I'll never let it touch me.
Like the Kardashian champagne bottle, where she like pops it on her ass and it goes over. I did that with my penis.
Wait, the other way around.
Yeah.
Nice. I never drank my pee.
Oh, we went to Zach Baggins' Haunted Museum. You know, Ghost Adventures guy,
yes.
Zach Baggins. We went to his Haunted Museum.
I watched him a lot too with my friend.
Really?
And I would get scared and have nightmares.
I saw all the haunted things.
All of them. I heard you were a little daredevil and was doing all the things
fake.
they were.
Everyone was sitting around like that was real. Like it wasn't just a guy fucking trying to take your money away from you.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do everything because we're paying for this. I'm going to get my money's worth.
You're like, don't look in its eyes.
I'm for the deal. Like, if I'm going to if I'm paying for this, I want to be haunted. Like, I'm going to tell that fucking doll she's a little bitch and that she deserved to die. And then I'm going to go home. And if I don't crash in a car, I feel like I got gypped.
That's true.
One of the funniest things that when you go into the Zach Baggins Haunted Museum is there's a picture of him and Joe Rogan right at the front.
Really?
Yeah. It's just Joe Rogan being like, thumbs up. It's very funny.
So what was in there? Just
haunted stuff. So like there's a doll. They used to have Annabelle, but then she got lost.
She wandered away.
They had like a rocking chair that was like the exorcism was based on. They have the mattress that they put a black light on of the dead Bunny Ranch owner. You know, the brothel. The brothel in Vegas is called the Bunny Ranch.
So it's just a bunch of cum.
Yeah, I touched the cum. No one else would do it.
This one's real.
Yeah. They put a black light on his mattress that he died on. And you could see the outline of his body, and I touched it.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm paying for it. I want his cum on my finger.
They said don't touch anything. You're like,
No, they told me. They said, hey, if anyone wants to touch it right now, go for it. And I said, okay, I'm going to touch his fucking cum stains.
all the girls are like,
Yeah, pretty much. I was kind of the cool kid of the school for a couple seconds. They're like, this kid will do anything. The haunted rocking chair. One of the funniest things is the haunted rocking chair. They had it before. They used to have it on display that people could actually sit in it. And they had to put it away because there was people saying that as soon as they sat in it, they suffered from a case of bad back. It was just such a bad chair that people thought it was haunted. It was just so unorthopedic that people were like, this has to be haunted. My back is killing me right now. It's also that at the end of the tour, you have to stand for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's fair.
They have videos of people passing out in the place because it's so haunted. They give you no water, and it's a standing 2-hour tour. People are locking their knees. They're just passing out. It's a rough time. Like, I was so tired and drained after it. I can understand why people passed out.
Oh, man, you're doxing them. They're going to come after you.
You weren't allowed to take photos or videos, but I wish I could just time lapse it of me being like, God, I want to sit down. Give me a fucking bad back chair.
Come on, yeah. I'll take anything at this point.
Yeah.
Should have just sat on the ground. They would yell at you. Stand up.
We need to pass out.
Yeah, man. How did you mentioned they lost Annabelle? How do you lose?
They probably just put her in a fucking closet and they wanted some hubbub about it. They're probably like, she's on the loose. This fire broke out because of her, because there was like a fire in New Orleans and shit right after she got lost. I guarantee they put her in a closet and they're like, we'll make her reappear here in a few years so we can drum up some tickets.
Yeah.
We went and the security guards were like, you guys came on a weird day. This is the first time we've been sold out in years.
It's extra spooky today.
Yeah. Memorial Day brought a lot of people.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's hysterical, man.
Yeah.
Do you think the security guards believed it?
No.
They weren't buying it. Like,
No.
Fuck.
They have like ghost boxes. They were like understaffed that day, and you could tell because there was like a very long wait time in between groups, and some things that were supposed to have like a clown from the TV show was supposed to come talk to you, like he's a trained clown or something. They had none of that. So when we went into the rooms where there's supposed to be like a ghost box where they speak back to you, nothing happened. So it was obvious like they didn't have the voice artist for that day. So we would always like ask questions to this doll, and she says usually she responds. They just don't like you today. She's been upset for a few days.
Oh man!
And then
they can sense a skeptic. That's why.
Man, they have the most haunted item ever to exist, which is like the main of 13 boxes that held the sins of the Holocaust.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was this Jewish lady that did some ritual to hold all of like the bad juju from the whole Holocaust into 13 different Jewish boxes.
Thank God, dude.
She was supposed to be buried with them because she was like, they can't be above ground. Someone will find these and do some bad things. They only know where one of them is, and it's in the haunted museum.
It's just a box?
Yeah.
Like a shoebox?
It's just a box with some Hebrew on the back.
Oh.
It looks like a jewelry box.
Okay.
It looks like a tiny little Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe type thing.
Yeah.
With Jewish lettering on the back. And it holds all 6 million Nazis, I guess. Because it's the bad part.
6 million Jews.
Nazis. Because it's the bad part.
Well, there was a lot more
None of us ever really talk about how many Nazis died.
Yeah. Where's that? I looked it up. I watched Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
Superb movie. Really good. And it said like, I forget how many people died in World War One, but I was like, holy shit, that's a lot. It was like 10 million or something.
World War II was like 40 million.
Yeah. I looked up World War II. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And most of them it was Russia was number 1 in deaths, and then China.
Yeah.
And China was just because Mao Zedong.
Oh, he was just killing people? I don't even think they were part of it,
They just
really.
died.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were just dying. Man, dude, that was like the worst time to be alive.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like all these places had the worst, like 4 or 5, like 5 countries had the worst rulers to ever exist.
All at the same time?
All at the same time. Oh.
Well, they had to get in before radio existed, you know? I mean,
Yes.
radio was invented like 1917,
Yes.
19
Yeah,
something
they had
like
some
that.
radio in
Adam,
Adam Carolla.
but you have to get in all before radio and TV because then people like know.
Yeah.
Like if there was one today, there is like Israel Palestine. People are online being like, "What the fuck is going on?" Now politicians have to be like, "What? I didn't hear about this. What's going on?
Right.
What do we have to do?" But then they could just be like, "Nothing's going on."
Nothing's happening. Well, they wrote the newspapers. They did everything. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now they have to be like, I don't know what we're gonna do. Let's put this into legislation for about 10 years. Let's see what we can do about this.
It would have been fun to just control the newspapers.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
If you're pro-Palestine, what we can do, everyone collects their gasoline out of their car and then they sell it to the Palestinians. Then America will care because it's oil.
Oh, there you go.
All of these Palestinians each have 20 gallons inside each of their homes.
What's going on over there?
Why is there so much gasoline over there now? I guess we gotta help. We're turning this into a political podcast.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
I'm
done
not
talking
following
about-
at all.
I'm done talking about Forrest Gump and Glengarry Glen Ross. I'm
Let's
talking about
talk-
something else you don't follow.
Let's talk about what's happening in the world.
Let's talk about politics.
And I know that Turkey, and that's where Zelensky went to meet with Putin, but Putin didn't show.
Really?
He said, "No, I ain't showing up.
I'm
not going
I'm
there.
putting a hold on that.
I'm not going there. I'm not going to Turkey."
Yeah.
He doesn't care that he's bald. He doesn't.
No,
He's like,
yeah.
I'm bald. I don't
I
care.
was like, what? Do you get hair plugs? Don't need it.
No,
Everyone
I'm a
thinks I'm
man.
hot over here.
Yeah,
Riding horses,
Putin's a
doing
man.
some cool shit.
That would be funny if both of them went and then came back with
Full heads of hair.
the shaved heads and the fucking dots all over.
We actually figured it out. We solved the issue. The issue is we were just going bald.
You just sat angry bald
We
men.
just hated that we couldn't find a cure to baldness, but it turns out it's in Turkey.
Yeah.
Those Muslims got one thing right. That's what they should. They should just farm all the Muslim beards because they got such nice beards. Just pluck them out, put them in my head.
Wigs, yeah. That's true.
Your grandpa, we just pluck out his beard, put it in your head.
Yeah,
you're good
he
to
doesn't
go.
even have a beard.
You
I don't
can probably
even,
grow one though.
probably.
You should probably get a big one.
Yeah.
If I know one thing about Saddam Hussein is that he had a beard,
He had a
and we could have used that.
He had a mustache, actually.
We could have made men across
You're thinking
the
of
world
Fidel
happy.
Castro.
I'm thinking of Osama bin Laden.
Yes.
Osama bin Laden had the biggest beard possible. Could have taken a few of those, put it on George Bush's head. 9/11 averted. They would say, once George Bush had those hair plugs in, he would be like, guys, keep the oil.
Imagine
I'm
George
content.
Bush coming out with just a fucking fro.
Yeah.
A black fro.
He's like, guys, we don't even need
We
to
solved
go to
it.
war. We're honestly kind of buddies with this Osama bin Laden kind of guy.
He's a good guy.
He gave me a head of hair. He gave me an olive skinned branch.
That's true.
Olive skin.
Yeah.
Because Middle East.
Yeah. I like
right.
it.
Episode 152, I think, of the Shower Park Podcast. I'm Liam Salvage. That's Michael Dickens.
Thanks.
Hey, tell a friend about how cool this is. I think this week, maybe we'll get onto some cool playlist where people jack off to us. I really want you guys to come hard. Any given Sunday style.
1 inch at a time.
1 inch. All right, tell a friend. We'll see you next week. See you.